No doubt some very happy Tesla employees across the United States today with news that Tesla will be hiking pay across its US facilities.
Time to talk some Tesla. Joining us now, Kevin Green, Senior Markets Correspondent for the Schwab Network. Kev, KG, we're talking Tesla, exciting, but this is, I think, worrisome for those who are worried about inflation and big-time Phillips curve subscribers because the wages just never stop going up, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are seeing some news here that Tesla is increasing their pay for some of their production staff, as well as the material handlers and some others within the company here. But this is actually not surprising, Alex, as you were talking about. We continue to see wages increase, especially in the automotive segment. And last year, we had the UAW strikes for the major three automakers, and that saw a massive increase when it came to wages for their workers, over 25% increase when you're looking at the UAW deal. And so it's not surprising that you're seeing some of these non-unionized companies really starting to focus on trying to increase pay. Now they are considering this a market adjustment pay increase that would be effective at the start of this year here. And once again, it's just trying to combat maybe some of the rumors or some of the momentum that some of the union workers are trying to get into Tesla. And maybe this is a way for them to try to prevent that and try to keep their staff the way it is right now as non-union workers.
Yeah, and Kevin, do you think that today's weakness we are seeing, because I don't know if this is necessarily because they're hiking their pay. We are seeing collective selling in a lot of these EV players. I mean, is this just due to the fact that this space right now, it's looking like it can't do anything right to please the street?
I think there's a little bit of a transition that's going on right now. We don't have enough data to see if demand is completely falling off of a cliff, not only here in the United States or around the world. So I think the market...
Spoiler alert, it's not. Of course, big investors don't seem to be aware of this fact. Most of the media don't seem to be aware of this fact. Many experts, supposed experts, also unaware of this fact. And with great uncertainty comes great opportunity. I'll leave it at that. Now, regarding Tesla pay increases, it's definitely possible they're doing this because of the insane UAW enforced pay increases at legacy automotive manufacturers in the United States, which ultimately will accelerate the bankruptcy of each of those companies. But only Tesla knows the real reason. It is also entirely possible that Tesla's efficiency per employee is such they can afford to increase pay to its employees. Keeping in mind, of course, there's stock options as well, which in and of themselves, in my opinion, given the fact that all of my own capital after tax that I'm earning is going into Tesla stock, with a very positive future. In the fullness of time, assuming Tesla employees all take advantage of stock options, Tesla is likely to be one of the most generous employers on the planet when it comes to compensation for its employees, with or without this recent pay increase.
Market's a little bit hesitant there. And then also, yes, obviously, as you increase your expenses, your margins could also be impacted. But I think if you look at the long game here and you look at the secular growth trends, we continue to see a lot of investment being put into EVs, especially by the Biden administration that just announced today an expansion strategy for providing grants to expand the charging network. I mean, that's also another tailwind for this industry. So
yes, round of applause to the Biden administration for pissing away the better part of $1 billion of taxpayer money. I won't get started on this one. It's good to see that taxpayer money is being used wisely on things that are necessary as opposed to pissed away.
So a little bit of a pullback right now, not surprising, but let's look at the long term and see how this is going to be able to play out as a secular trend probably will continue.
Absolutely. This is another name we hear earnings from relatively soon at the end of January. So even though we already have their delivery numbers, I do always think that's a fun earnings event to tune into. Appreciate the insight, though. As always, Kevin Green.
I most certainly am looking forward to earnings from companies other than Tesla, just out of interest to see, especially how Ford's electric vehicle business is going. Lucid, Rivian, essentially every EV startup, and also the legacy automotive manufacturers. Got a funny feeling that things aren't going to be pretty in the EV business, at least for the next few quarters. Mr. Breaking News himself, Lucid delivered only 1,734 vehicles in Q4, down 10.2% year over year. I think it's finally time to wave the white flag, Lucid. Maybe start taking bids for companies to acquire you for some of the technology you've developed, or transition into a company that simply produces some technology to go into other people's vehicles. Because at this point in time, to see year-over-year deliveries decline on a product, electric vehicles, which globally is growing exponentially in terms of annual sales, despite spending, I believe, literal hundreds of millions of dollars advertising, because advertising obviously works, this is the fuck-up of all fuck-ups. It's over. Lucid, done. Q4 production was 2,391. Down 31.5% year over year. Now, look, maybe Lucid has a good excuse for this. I'm not sure what it would be. But hey, regardless, this means that Lucid delivered just 6,001 vehicles in all of 2023. Awkward. But wait, there's more. From Forward Cap. In Q3, the prior quarter to the one we've just heard about, Lucid's revenue fell 29% year over year, despite growing deliveries because of heavy price cuts. And as Forward Cap points out here, this is not great for an early stage growth company. If revenue's going backwards and deliveries and production are also going backwards, I mean, bro, what clearer signal do you need than the fact that this company is utterly fucked? Speaking of fucked, I'd just like to send my condolences to all the DMFs who believed the horse shit in Lucid's investor presentation ahead of their SPAC back in 2020. Which long-term viewers of this channel will recall I roasted in detail this very presentation. If you search Lucid solving the money problem, you'll find many videos in which I've warned people about the inevitable implosion of this company, at least the extremely probable implosion of this company. And this investor presentation, so many red flags, look like a Chinese Communist Party rally. Check this out. We just heard that in the entire year of 2023, Lucid delivered 6,000 vehicles, 6,001 if you want to be exact, versus their claimed forecast, which again at the time I said, come on bro, are you fucking serious? Yeah, right, of 49,000. That means that Lucid achieved roughly 12% of their goal. So they're off by approximately one order of magnitude. That would be like Tesla, who've been aiming and publicly saying their goal in 2030 is to deliver about 20 million vehicles, which admittedly even they themselves say is a stretch, but that's what they're trying to do. That would be like if Tesla in 2030 delivered just over 2 million vehicles, a number that they will no doubt do in 2024. Worse still is that in 2022, Lucid were, again, ridiculously, quote, forecasting that they would deliver 20,000 vehicles. In 2023, they delivered 30% of the vehicles they were claiming they intended on, at least hopefully, delivering in the previous year. But I'm sure that they'll definitely get back on track in 2024 and hit that 90,000 figure and 135,000 in 2025 and 250,000 in 2026. Wait, so let's do something fun here. I wonder what, let's say 12% of 90,000 is. If Lucid remain on track, as in based on their current performance, not their ridiculous projections, they might deliver around 11,000 vehicles in 2024, around 16,000 in 2025, and around 30,000 in 2026, which is still significantly short of what they were claiming they aimed to do in 2023, back in this investor presentation. Ouch. Of course, literally no one could possibly have seen this coming. If you happen to find any videos, especially on solving the money problem, that suggest otherwise, it was just a lucky guess. After all, prototypes are hard, production is easy. And competing with Tesla, I mean, bro, there's never been a simpler task. Great post here on X from AJ. Battery electric vehicle sales 2023 by main competitors. Number of vehicles sold in the thousands. So what we're looking at here, I'll orient you guys by zooming out in a second. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and the darker blue is the total vehicles delivered. So for a bit of perspective, Tesla slaying it. BYD doing very well, but again, some major points of difference there. BYD's average selling price, call it about 33-35% of a Tesla, and their margins are paper thin. They are still making money, but not very much. Still, excellent scale. In third place, but at a fraction of the numbers BYD and Tesla are doing, VW. VW, however, some severe structural challenges within their business, so much bureaucracy, so much complexity, so many different vehicles, models, variations, and brands. I have no doubt that VW is losing billions of dollars per year currently on their electric vehicle business. Of course, they don't report separately, as far as I'm aware, so I don't know, but a result of the sheer scale of VW and their attempts to make electric vehicle variations of many different models consumers that are loyal to VW know and love, they are actually managing to sell many piles of shit to consumers who don't know any better, who then take delivery of the vehicle, realize they've purchased a piece of shit and are never going to buy another VW electric vehicle. Huge plunge then to fourth place, BMW, then on to Geely. Each of these companies roughly 1/3 of a million vehicles, whereas Tesla close to 2, BYD over 1.5. Mercedes-Benz, almost 250,000 electric vehicles sold. NIO, who apparently, allegedly, once upon a time were the next Tesla, 160,000. Xpeng, who also apparently, once upon a time were the next Tesla, 142,000. Rivian, who also apparently were the next Tesla, 50,000. And Lucid, apologising and saying, I was in the pool. So small you can't even see what's going on here. But just a bit of context, Lucid's numbers barely registering. Awkward. Omar shared this. Lucid stock has been downgraded to a strong sell at CFRA. Now this is going to be good. CFRA analyst Garrett Nelson downgraded Lucid stock from a sell to a strong sell with a price target of $1 down from $2. Skipping over some of the numbers, in short, we're cutting our estimates for everything. Lucid appears to be completely fucked. Lucid's cash burn rates have remained extremely high, and its runway is clearly shortening. Adding insult to injury for the EV names is news that Hertz is selling 20,000 EVs, or 1/3 of its total US EV fleet, in favour of purchasing gas-powered vehicles and incurring $245 million of depreciation expense in the process. We lower our opinion on Lucid one notch to strong sell, advising investors to stay the fuck away from this. I think I mispronounced that. Advising investors against thinking about catching a falling knife. Hey Garrett, this you Garrett? Advising Lucid shareholders hold the stock when it was nearly $40 a share, 2022. Again, hold at 20, having halved. Hold again at 13, nearly halved again. Keep holding at 8. Please keep holding at 7, and now finally, sell. I don't want to kick a guy when he's down, but bro. Of course, don't blame Garrett. Nobody could possibly have seen this coming. Meanwhile, from James the Goat Stevenson, over the past 8 years, US light vehicle sales declined by more than 2 million. GM, Ford, Stellantis, and Nissan Mitsubishi car sales each fell by more than 500,000. But that's not where the story ends. Only one manufacturer grew sales by more than 500,000. Tesla. In grey, 2015 volumes of light vehicle sales per manufacturer. In red, 2023. Huge decline for GM, over 500,000. Same for Ford. Decline for Toyota. A huge decline for Stellantis. Close to 1 million unit decline for Mitsubishi/Nissan. A decline for Honda. An increase for Hyundai Kia, who, funnily enough, happened to be making some electric vehicles. A very marginal increase for Subaru and VW. Slight decline for BMW, Daimler. Slight increase for Mazda. A very big relative increase for Volvo. And a gigantic increase for Tesla. This can tell us at least two things. One, apparently US consumers are less interested in buying light vehicles. And or two, they are still interested in buying light vehicles, but they would prefer to be buying electric light vehicles than internal combustion engine. Funnily enough, Tesla, Volvo and Hyundai Kia all making plenty of light electric vehicles, and funnily enough, seeing their sales increase. Another way of looking at this data, 2015 to 2023, sales growth or decline. Tesla growing sales by over 630,000, Hyundai Kia by over 250,000, VW and Volvo in the 70,000 range, Subaru under 50,000, Mazda not too far off 50,000. Everyone else declines, some of them catastrophic. Interestingly, Toyota and Honda cumulatively just over 500,000 vehicles declined. If I didn't know any better, I might suggest that Tesla is eating their lunch. As for GM and Ford, this is not good news for these companies, who today are reliant upon their highly profitable pickup trucks, ICE pickup trucks, to make all their money. Now, if you didn't know about electric vehicles and Cybertruck and the inevitable disruption that's taking place, you might think, oh, not a big deal. They can just keep making ICE vehicles, pickup trucks, and keep making money. But those profits selling ICE pickup trucks are going away in the next couple of years. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. I'm not sure they see it coming. And rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on screen now, Cybertruck taking a dump on the so-called competition. Looking forward to the next video they post in which we see Cybertruck take a big load. Wait, what? How inappropriate. And an interesting observation here again from AJ over on X. VW Group significantly reduced its quarterly deliveries disclosure. AJ believes this is a red flag, and that makes two of us, AJ. They used to provide 2 pages showing detailed geographic splits and brand sale breakdowns for battery electric vehicles and total vehicle sales. Now VW has eliminated most of it and just discloses a geographic split and no brand split anymore. They almost completely eliminated the battery electric vehicle disclosure and now only show the battery electric vehicle percentage. Oddly, for VW brand, not total group, they retained the old format. As AJ points out, VW disclosure was very consistent for many years, and there's no CFO change. Only explanation is that they took the conscious decision to reduce insights into the dynamics of their brand's sales. So, on the left here, the new, and on the right, the old. Let's have a look. The new simple reporting from VW. If you guys want to pause and soak it all up, feel free. This is what we're seeing now. Battery electric vehicles as a total percent of all vehicles, for example, 8.3% in 2023, 6.9% in 2022. And you got region breakdowns as well for total vehicles by all drivetrains. Versus previously, this clusterfuck, which, if you're an investor, the bigger the clusterfuck, the better. The more data, the more separation, the more insight. Of course, it's totally up to companies how they want to report this data, right? But the change from this, great detail, every region, every brand, by powertrain, etc., to this, the back of the napkin looking thing, I tend to agree with AJ here. I think VW might have something to hide. It's a bit embarrassing. Shout out to all the high school boners. Meanwhile, a very interesting comparison here, Audi versus Tesla sales globally. In 2017, Audi delivering almost 2 million vehicles. That figure's been fairly consistent, with some declines through the scamdemic before rebounding. never exceeding 2 million units. Meanwhile, Tesla has come out of absolutely nowhere in 2017, approximately fuck all deliveries, slightly more than fuck all in 2018, 500,000 in 2020, close to 1 million in 2021, close to 2 million in 2023. Congratulations to Audi for effectively going absolutely nowhere, but I think that we're going to see Audi sales look like the inverse of Tesla over the next 5 or 6 years as they fail to make compelling electric vehicles that consumers want to buy. Remember, the new Model 3 has just dropped. For a fraction of the cost a typical Audi buyer will spend on a new vehicle from Audi, with comparable and in many cases far superior features, much better value, and untouchable safety. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out. It's an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus prebiotics and probiotics and digestive enzymes and adaptogens to help you deal with stress. Plus, if you click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of you guys and girls have to say. AG1 has changed my life. I was, as you described, treating myself like a circus, ate like trash, rarely exercised, used alcohol as a stress crutch, cannabis also. AG1 is what gave me the kick in the ass, got me back to the gym, motivated me to do more for myself, family, my business, etc. Keep doing what you do. Now, I know there's some skeptics, the same kind of people who think Elon Musk is a fraud, reading this going, what do you thought? There's no way that's possible, bro. It must be a placebo effect. Believe it or not, this is a recurring theme. If you give your body everything it needs to feel and perform its best, including having a lot more energy, you'll need ways to use that energy. For me personally, that includes more exercise, moving my body more social activity, and more cognitively demanding tasks, including producing a fuck ton of exclusive content over on Twitter and on Patreon, plus my daily YouTube uploads. The proof's in the pudding. On to another testimonial from a viewer of this channel. SMR, you asked me to provide feedback on AG1. Here it is. It has helped with mental acuity, stamina, and intestinal waste management. Can't read between the lines. It certainly helps with regularity and digestion. That's what the digestive enzymes are for. It has also dramatically reduced my cravings for sugar. You guys need to stop eating sugar. It's fucking poison. I'm 50, 5'9", and overweight, aka a fat motherfucker. I think that's a technical term for overweight, isn't it? Is it fat motherfucker or obese? I can't remember. I average 100 hours a week in the West Texas oil fields as a safety supervisor. Jesus Christ, dude. No wonder you're struggling to keep your weight under control. 100 hours a week. Brutal. It has helped me lose weight. It is not an appetite suppressant. It can help fat people suppress cravings, and motivation to be healthier is critical for changing your diet. Love you, brother. Again, this is a great point. It's something people really don't seem to grasp. If you have more energy, everything becomes easier. It's like turning on easy mode for life. A few years ago, before I was taking AG1, my health was trash. I was struggling to get through the day, had afternoon fatigue. The last thing I wanted to do was either use my brain or move my body. Didn't have the energy. Now, my biggest struggle every day is figuring out ways to use that energy. I'm exercising way more, doing a lot more with my friends and family, and of course, my work output has increased substantially. And you can fact check me. Check out the average length of my videos I was posting to YouTube 3 years ago. Need I say more? And one final testimonial. Love this one. Okay, here's the deal for me with this AG1 shit. I'm 41 years old and not the type to eat, drink, smoke, or sleep healthy, so I was skeptical. That being said, here's what I experienced. Day 1, meh. Day 2, afternoon fatigue was about 45 minutes late. Day 3, 0 afternoon fatigue. Day 4, 0 afternoon fatigue plus extra energy. Day 5, again, 0 afternoon fatigue plus energy, wondering, what the fuck, really? See, this is the thing, right? The results for many people are just almost too good to be true. This is the same experience I had. My afternoon fatigue just vanished out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I not tired in the afternoons anymore? Surely, it's not that AG1 shit, is it? Turns out it was. Day 6 and 7, same thing. Day 8, same thing. Plus, I had the want to get things done around the house that I normally would slack off and not get done. Again, the point, extra energy, you'll need to use it, you'll find ways to use it. Day 9, 10, and 11, and today is day 12. I fucking love it. So however you managed to get me to buy it, I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much, SMR. It really changed me so far. Guys, this shit really works. Just try it. By the way, this is the reason I continue to relentlessly promote AG1. A lot of people get real fucking mad in the comments. Oh my God, Snake Oil Salmon's sold out. Oh my God, he's a scammer. This is fraud. But constantly, I'm pretty sure everyone making these comments is also currently short Tesla stock. I'm not particularly concerned about people having a negative perception, those folks suffering from small brain syndrome, still living in my bum's basement syndrome, etc., writing mean comments, claiming AG1's a scam or it doesn't work. I mean, bro, when I get feedback like this is what keeps me going. Just try this stuff for a month, and if you don't get these results, get your money back. See, it's a literal no-brainer. It's an IQ test at this point in time. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial like this. You get your money back if it doesn't work. Just try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, get your money back. Today's the day. It's finally time. Be like this guy who was a massive skeptic, but finally, after 1,000 promotions in a row, caved in, tried AG1, and has results like this. Head to drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link at the pinned comment, and please, let me know how you're feeling in a few weeks' time. Now, if you'll excuse me, time to put my extra energy to good use. I'll be recording some more exclusive content for Patreon and my Twitter subscribers. So click the links at the pinned comment, see you over on Twitter and or Patreon, and don't forget to grab your AG1. Love ya.